and status is not a variable I've thought about very much, but like status encompasses all of this. It's like wealth, power, fame. Like these are all ingredients in status, and status is this ever shifting object where, depending on the context, you can have more or less status depending on the variables that are salient. So, like if you're talking, like if there's you who are more famous than, let's say, some academic you're talking to, but if you're talking on a certain issue, well, then the academic has more status on that issue, and you might worry about being embarrassed by you're not understanding the issue, or you should worry that if you're not too stoned to worry about that.
I'm totally not worried about that, but finish your thought.
Yes. But then there's youth and beauty, and like there's many things happening that all redound to someone's status in certain situations, and then there are people who are winning the status game on multiple variables, like the wealthiest,
right.
and they're the most famous, and then
right.
the youngest, and then the most beautiful, but
right.
it's very interesting that, like, once you think about status as what people are gravitating toward, however unconsciously, you start to see it in the world in a way that is it's fascinating. It is kind of
doesn't
grand attractor.
But status itself, to me, seems like a conduit, not the destination. Status gets you what? What is it that?
Right. Well, good question. Yeah. What does it get you?
Well, I mean, for people like with a high libido, I think it gets you sex.
Yeah.
There are some people who that's why they want the status or the money or just whatever swaggy thing going on in their life that attracts the opposite sex.
Right.
Okay. I mean, women can do it too. That I get that, but status or power for itself, I'm not really sure why. I guess.
What do you mean? What is power when you?
Well, it's like to me, power is making other people do what I want them to do. Right. That's a lot of life. Like if everyone like really had that power, the human race would destroy itself in 24 hours.
Well, that's one of the pleasures of watching a show like The Sopranos, where you you can see like the inner maniac comes out. And you say, like, when you look at Tony Soprano and you think, "Fuck, that's what I want to be able to do." Like there are several situations where I just want to be able to take the guy into a back room and beat him senseless. Right?
Exactly.
But status is a surrogate for that in polite society. The fact that so there are people who will do things for you because you're rich and famous, right? And so your power is not the power of Vladimir Putin, where you're saying, listen, you're going to do this thing or you're going to disappear, but you're asking someone to do something. It's a friction-free and suddenly a friction-free environment where they want to do that thing because you have the status that you have, and they wouldn't want to do that thing for somebody else.
And having been around enough musicians and talked to enough musicians, no one can really, well, maybe like movie star actors it's the same kind of thing, but very few people understand like what it's like. No wonder they all go nuts, because there is this level of adulation that allows them to like live in this crazy bubble. I mean, I've certainly interviewed people from all walks of show business, politics, business, you name it, musicians. Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.